Hey everybody, this is Mr. Crafting. Today I'm doing a video, my long-awaited video, of Naruto vs Luffy. Now, this has been a topic lately going on ever since Luffy unlocked his gear 5th, and I feel like right now is a good time to start making a video about that. And, well, as shown, like, with all the current events that are going on right now, and, like, I know One Piece is not over. It's not going to be over for probably a few more years, but if we're being honest, this is probably the best time to start the debate. Anyway, so it's gonna be my typical versus thing, battle scenario. I'm gonna go over both of them individually, and I've made videos separately about both. So if you would like to go see those to get better detail, you might as well. More views for me, and you get a better understanding of them. And yeah, let's start off with Naruto first. All right. Going over Naruto, so we know that Naruto, in at least Six Path Sage mode, is comparable to Momoshiki, who can casually have these starry backgrounds inside his realm, which, are casual at least multi-solar system level. And that's like, I go over all the stuff like that, but like that, and I found that that Six Path Sage mode is 150 times amp. Again, you have to go check my other videos out, but that would make just like a base Naruto output 7.514 times 10 to the 59 joules of energy, which is multi-solar system, just as base. And Naruto's display, and it would back up since, Kaguya also created stars in a realm, and the fact that Momoshiki is a greater threat than Kaguya, it would line up with all these things. And then you can obviously stack just massive amounts of amplifiers, especially Baryon mode, which just totally makes them obliterate Ishiki, which I found that Ishiki should be casually much stronger than Momoshiki. He should be able to toy with him in just his Jigen state. And speed, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I didn't really go over speed. There's a lot to go over, and I did go over speed technically my first ever Naruto video, and I didn't feel like going over it, so I'll do y'all a favor. I'm gonna put up all of my speed calculations for Naruto. You're seeing them right now. You're seeing them. I should be putting them up, right? And that's how fast he is, right? Yeah, and it's mostly based off the premise that just KCM1's bare minimum light speed, since he was comparable to his father's speed, who's bare minimum light speed. And you can casually stack up. One way I actually found easily stacking up is actually comes back to Madara. Madara with no Rinnegan was getting he was able to fight the Bijus, but he was still getting trampled by them. He was getting destroyed by them. But just with one Rinnegan, he was casually make them literally their bitch. So he made them his bitch. He put chains on them. He literally made them their animals. And we have a bare minimum that Kuruma is at least multi-continental due to the statement of him being able to destroy the Earth's the Earth's world, which is interpreted as the crust itself, which is why it's it's viewed as mostly multi-continental. And that would make we have a low ball Madara, who can take hits from at least some of the lower end Biju, or at least country level, too large country level. The difference between country and multi-continentals are roughly 500 times, so that would make him at least 500 times faster and stronger. And when you get more Renegons as well as the other transformations, you can easily multiply and plus blitz stacking to get him really in the high end massively faster than light. In terms of abilities, there's just Naruto has such a wide variety of abilities. Well, he has, typical Rasengans, but, the Rasengans are, they're not just normal shit. An example, he has Rasengans that can mimic every and all of the 9 Biju Beasts, the Rashin Sharingan, Magma style Sharingan, Blue Fire style Rasengan, Magnet style Rasengan. I'm not even probably saying these names right, but he has all the Rasengans, even Water style Rasengan, right? And it's very impressive Rasengan is the Ration style Rasengan that can cut cells on the cellular level. That's not like a hack. That's just one of its abilities you can do. Imagine getting your cells getting individually sliced. Now that's gonna fucking hurt. As well as the devastating Biju bombs, which and even in the earlier days, Biju bombs were big enough to show the surface of the entire planet, like the whole curvature, and casually a multi-continental. And this is just when Naruto was first learning how to use a Biju bomb. As well as we have many other abilities, like Naruto knows Sage Art, which Sage Art is kind of what it sounds like. It's when a person goes under, well, is trained by a sage creature or a sage master, and they learn sage mode. Naruto, in instance, he learned frog sage mode, and he can pour natural chakra, natural energy to himself and amp him even further. As well, he has some very, very interesting abilities. Like, in example, he can turn some people into frog statues. That's just something he can do. He has also various sage arts that are very handy. And Naruto, as of all, is a very hard character to defeat. There's also newer, higher metas that can potentially be higher and stronger, as well as Naruto can even see and touch his own soul. He's seen it and pulled it before, and that was before he even unlocked KCM2. And going over Naruto, I think that's all for this. Let's move on to the Luffy portion of this video. Now going over Luffy, or Monkey D. Luffy, the future Pirate King as he also hopes. Now, Luffy is actually, I made my own meta of scaling Luffy. Now, it's mostly all scales to the fact that, now he's currently comparable to a Prime Goldie Roger and Prime Whitebeard due to Kaido's statements and their similarities of parallelism we see. And what's important about that is that not even Prime, an old Whitebeard was stated to be able to destroy the world on 3 separate different occasions, 2 in verse 1 in Databook, and that would make him at least base planetary one, would assume, except I did a whole video talking about how big the One Piece planet is, and it would basically come out to mean a large solar system area, and that would make their base at least large solar system, not to mention that we have the other amplifications like gear 1, 2, Gear 2, 3, and 4, not even talking about the new and improved Gear 5th, which are, bare minimum. The Gear set 4th I found so 20 times amp, and not to mention that Armament Haki is found to be a 375 amp due to the way it affects kilojoules. There's a whole video talking about by a friend of mine named Underrated Underdog. You should go check out his video. It's the Luffy's much stronger than you think video. And different talk, Luffy is quite casually fast and light. First light speed feat you would ever get from One Piece is him dodging Foxy's photons, which is very early on. You can easily stack him up even to the point of pre-time skip arc. He can casually dodge Pacifistus light, which is the One Piece verse has higher light speed than our own. And that's already massively fast enough. You use blitz scaling as well as amplification scaling. Now we have to go into his abilities. So Luffy's more of a punch guy, if you know what I mean. He doesn't have really too many abilities. He is actually immune to blunt force, meaning if you punch the guy, it won't hurt him because his body is entirely made of rubber, because he ate the Gomi Gomi no Mi, or if you're current in the One Piece manga, he ate the Pico Pico no Mi, which translates to human fruit Nika. Anyway, wait, did I say Pika Pika? I meant Nika fruit, sorry. Anyway, and basically, you have to read the story to understand all that. And so that's why he's completely made of rubber, and he can't, be hurt by blunt force, but sharp attacks and other infused attacks are shown to be able to work on him. Now, Luffy, back to the thing, Luffy can stretch his, limbs and gain more force when he punches them, but that's most of the stuff he can do, except he does have some other unique abilities like his Red Hawk or Red Rock, which is let out so much friction it can even burn underwater, which would have to slice molecules, which is an interesting feat actually. But also going over some other abilities he does have, he has mastery over all 3 different types of haki. Haki being a spiritual, willful force that most characters in One Piece can, enact. Most characters can always have the first 2, armament and observation, but Conqueror's Haki is one only very few of the population of the world have. Armament Haki is more of a, in the name, it's armored. He can be invisible or non-invisible, as well as it packs a bitter punch, which is been calculated, like I said, to be a 375 times amp. Now, going over this stuff with Armament Haki, it can protect one as well as even hurt untangible objects, as shown with Logia-type fruits, which literally become their element, as well as being able to punch the internal organs or damage internally of their foe, having the durability negation. Now, there's also Observation Haki, which normal Observation Haki is more or less just a... how do I put this? It's more or less just a, you can see better. that he can see farther, even intentions, souls, etc. But advanced operation haki can allow the user to see in the future. We know Luffy can at least see anywhere from 5 to 20 seconds, if I remember correctly, in the future, which may not seem like a lot, but in a fight, you take what you get, and actually end up being a lot. And the last and most rarest version of haki in the entire verse is, well, Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki is basically the manifestation of the user's will. It can make beasts or people with a lower will than you just collapse from the sheer will, as well as create a invisible armored force around you if you have advanced Conqueror's Haki. It's very rare, and Luffy's one of the very few people to have it. It's said that only people who were born to be leaders were ever to have armament Haki. Now, along with Luffy's newest abilities, his Gear 5th abilities allow, well, Luffy to be more of like a cartoon character. It's been referred to him having Toon Force most in the verse. Now, regardless if he has or has not, he does have some variety of Toon Force, when the fact where he is, well, I don't really know what to say. He has some type of form of Toon Force. He can manipulate the entire environment around him to be rubber-like, as well as being able to enhance his size to whatever he sees please. He also has a very long stamina. Zoan types are stated to have the most recovery speed, and, well, his type, Mystic Zoans, are, have even higher recovery speed, as well as he can stay in this form for a good long time, actually. He can stay in it for quite a while, something Baron mode cannot do, as well as, well, he can have many other abilities we have not seen so far, even turning his foes into more of a cartoon Toon Force like him. Anyway, that's the thing that's going over most of the abilities of each character. Now, I think it's time to move over to the conclusion. Alright, I hope you guys like that little clip fight animation thing. I'm sorry if it was a little trash. I just wanted to experiment. My intended purpose was not to actually to make it for this fight. In a future video, I was going to start surprise y'all with that, but I thought might as well do it for this one too. Anyway, so as you saw at the end of the thing, Naruto wins. Now I'm explaining why. Though Luffy did have a surprising he had a lot of versatility with his new Gear 5th, but here's the thing. Well, you can argue who is better in terms of versatility, Naruto or Luffy. I would probably argue Gear 5th Luffy's more versatile just due to his toony loony abilities. But here's the thing, Naruto outclassed him in almost every category. In terms of even just base stats, Naruto was far outclassed. You could probably get base Luffy is probably a greater threat than Kaguya if you just give her the solar system level, since she can create stars and all 6 of her realms. But still, that doesn't really compare to now a base Naruto being able to output multi-solar system amounts of energy casually, as well as the fact that he is much faster. Luffy, and just his base stat, give me 1 minute, he should be at least he should be at least around 9 yeah, he should be at least 93,000 times speed of light. Naruto, on the other hand, in his base should be well over 1 moment. Sorry, it sometimes gets hard to read all this. Well over 10 million times the speed of light. Not even trying, and it's not even 10. It's real number is over 100 million times the speed of light. Now here's the thing, and that now you're gonna be like, oh, when you add the amplifiers like Gear 4 plus the hockey multiplier, that'll be 20 times 375. One may think that would be enough, but that wouldn't even actually make him strong enough to compare to a even base Naruto. The only shot Luffy would have to actually be stronger and faster would be Luffy going Gear 5th, which in Gear 5th he is multi-solar system, right on the dot of multi-solar system, and he can go over 5 trillion times the speed of light. Very impressive. But here's the thing, that would outmatch a base Naruto, and if you make the argument, and honestly, if Naruto did go Baryon mode, I do think Luffy would outlast him, because his transformation makes him more loony, so he could probably take a few punches from him, and as well as he can last much longer in his transformation, and where Naruto, on the other hand, maybe has 2 to 5 minutes. But here's the thing, he would never even need to use Baryon mode. See, just 6-path Sage mode Naruto is casually much higher in multi-solar system. You could even argue low galaxy level, as well as being over 18 trillion times the speed of light. That is much faster than Luffy, not by a large margin, but the strength advantage is much stronger. Like I said, Luffy is to the 64th joules of energy, which is basically on the dot of multi-solar system, but Naruto, on the other hand, in just 6-path Sage mode, is on the 62nd joules of energy. That's gonna be kind of hard for Luffy to overcome. And it's not me being wrong, just to the 54th compared to the 62nd is quite a few exponents away. And if we even do give him the benefit of the doubt that Naruto does go Baryon mode, he would be quite very strong. He would be to the 64th joules of energy, still much stronger than Luffy. But not only would he be still much stronger, he would be over 100 trillion times the speed of light. Not even that. You want to know the exact number? He would be over 900 trillion times the speed of light. Almost even more, over 500 times faster than Luffy, casually. And no, not even that. I think maybe that's a little too high of a number. I think it's well over 100 times faster than Luffy. If he won Baryon mode, it would end the second he won it, and then he would still have enough time to turn it off and still keep Kuruma. He wouldn't even need to go Baryon mode. If he won 6-path Sage mode, though he wouldn't be as fast, he'd be much stronger and casual to tag him and casually outlast Gear 5th. Luffy's only chance to win this fight is going Gear 5th. Now, I know some people in the comment section will be like, oh wait, the Toon Force. Well, here's the thing. Even if we do give Luffy the benefit of the doubt saying, okay, he must have Toon Force. Well, here's the thing about that. If it is Toon Force, it's on a very low level. It's nowhere near compared to enough to be able to muss out a fight. If I saw him doing some other crazy shit, maybe, but we don't know if he can do that stuff. Not to mention that Naruto also is almost near limitless stamina as far back as the last. So their stamina is at least on par. If you can argue which one has more stamina, but Naruto just has advantage every way, including in moves, and has much more experience and can even better adapt to his surroundings. Here's an example. Like Luffy can split atoms, split molecule on the molecular level. Naruto can split cells on the cellular level. Naruto has many other attacks that Luffy just doesn't have to his arsenal, and not even his internal rupture would probably do anything. Naruto has dealt with shit like that. Plus, he has a much better healing factor. Anyway, this fight can only be close if Naruto, for some reason, decides to go Baron mode at the start and doesn't decide to kill him, which is most likely not going to be Naruto in this fight, and it's pretty one-sided in my opinion. Anyway, I hope you guys like this, and maybe in the future, Luffy might get stronger, he might get some groundbreaking feat I just don't know about yet. Anyway, so that's all. Mr. Crafty, out.